Institute of Surveyors of Trinidad and Tobago calls on the government to be open both with them and the public as it pertains to the details of the upcoming property tax bill. At a news conference hosted this morning at the University of the West Indies, the organization said they believe there's been major contention surrounding its introduction, mainly because people are unfamiliar with what it entails. Janine Brown reports.
The Institute of Surveyors of Trinidad and Tobago clarifies its position on property tax, stating that they're neither lobbying for or against its implementation. At this point, they say government has made it clear that the tax will be introduced in the near future. They're simply calling for more transparency surrounding the new regime. Dr. Sunil Lalu, a member of the ISTT, says he believes one of the main reasons the public may be rejecting the idea of the tax introduction is because both past and present administrations have failed to outline what it actually entails. As such, he says there's a misconception that it will require taxpayers to fork out exorbitant fees.
It is nowhere near compared to income tax. The money that people pay in PAYE or income tax is huge compared to property tax, where people now have to go locate the money and pay this as a bill as they would with electricity or water. So that is how, even though property tax is much smaller than other types of taxes, it feels like a burden to the regular citizen.
He says taxpayers must also be educated on what the revenue generated from the tax will go towards.
Show the population that this is not just a burden, that this is going to do something for you. It's not just going to go into a consolidated fund where the government has ultimate discretion to do anything they want with it.
The Institute believes there's need for a proper framework to allow for a cost and a time-efficient process. They recommend that government establish one database.
Data should be shared. It does not make sense that you spend a whole heap of money acquiring information to prepare a database for land registry, and then the Ministry of Agriculture does the same thing for land and surveys, and then Valuation Division does the same thing. All that is wasted public funds.
ISTT says compared to regional and international countries, Trinidad and Tobago's property tax is quite small and suggests that government also look at updating their valuations frequently to allow for a proper assessment of the land.
Right, as a valuation surveyor, I can tell you, after 6 months a value may not be applicable. 6 months. We are using values of property that are decades old. And that is why the land and buildings tax that was in place before 2009 give you very, very notional figures. Some people were paying $25 a year.
The last budget reading stated the property tax would be implemented sometime in 2017. The ISTT says it intends to submit a formal copy of its recommendations to government, as well as host public consultations on the matter in the near future. Janine Brown, C News.